So many of us learned early on that being hard on ourselves was the price of getting anywhere in life. We absorbed the idea that if we ease up on ourselves even a little, we'll lose our edge. And that makes sense because this crazy world seems to equate toughness with strength and kindness with weakness. But in my experience, that couldn't be further from the truth. The kinder path is often the path that takes far more strength, and self-compassion and kindness are often the real inner fuel that actually moves us forward in life. I've found that cultivating self-kindness bolsters and strengthens our entire healing process. It helps us create a safe and supportive container for navigating the complexities of our inner world with honesty and compassion. And when we begin to cultivate this kind of kindness toward ourselves, our nervous system softens, our inner voice gets gentler, and love becomes something we can actually feel toward ourselves. So today's somatic meditation is a loving exploration of what true self-kindness feels like to you and your body. We'll start by gently opening to greater possibilities of self-kindness, and then we'll explore how to embody that kindness more and more in a tangible way. You'll be held, guided, and supported every step of the way. And one thing I want to emphasize is that learning to be kinder to yourself is an ongoing and ever-deepening practice. It's an energy we can cultivate within our relationship with ourselves that will continue to grow and evolve. And the more we practice it, the more self-kindness becomes a little more natural and a little more familiar. Now, before we drop in to today's meditation, I want to share something that I'm really excited about. I'd love for you to join me in Costa Rica this January for my Somatic Self-Love Retreat. It's 7 days of slowing down, reconnecting with your body, and coming home to yourself in the most gentle way. Through daily somatic meditations and healing workshops, we'll soften old patterns and build a more loving relationship with ourselves from the inside out. Plus, we get to explore the wild beauty of Costa Rica together. And there are only 2 spots left at the discounted early bird rate. So if this is calling to you, now is the time to say yes. Welcome to Somatic Healing Meditations, the podcast that helps you regulate your nervous system, deepen your healing journey, and feel better in your body. I'm Karenna with Hello Inner Light, and I'm so happy you're here. I'm a somatic healing coach who specializes in compassionate, body-centered processing techniques that help you heal the wounds that are holding you back. So if that's the kind of content you need more of in your life, please subscribe to this podcast and join me every Friday on this beautiful journey out of your head and into your more embodied and authentic self. Now, before we dive into this uninterrupted meditation, here's a quick word from the sponsors that make all this free content possible. Now let's dive in to this somatic meditation to soften into self-kindness. So finding a time and a place where it's safe and comfortable to close your eyes and turn your attention within. And with your eyes closed, just bring more and more awareness to your breath. Feeling the rhythmic rise and fall of your chest and tummy that just naturally happens on every inhale and every exhale. And gently, on your next breath, imagine that you could breathe in through your heart and out through your belly button. Even imagining that you could feel the space or the distance between your heart and your belly button. Gently imagining on your next breath that you could breathe in through your right shoulder and out through your left hip. And again, feeling the space or the distance between your shoulder and your hip. Gently imagining on your next breath that you could breathe in through your left shoulder and out through your right hip. Feeling the space or the distance between those points. And then gently imagining that you could breathe in through your knees and out through the soles of your feet. Feeling the space or the distance between your knees and your feet. And now just breathing in and out through your heart, dropping in a little bit more with each breath. And now, as you're breathing in and out through your heart, we're going to do some Iffirmations for self-kindness. And Iffirmations are sort of like affirmations, but they start with the word what if, which actually allows us to expand into more possibilities. And these are meant to feel somewhat authentic, but authentic is something different for each person. So if the words that I offer don't feel right to you, feel free to play with them. Feel free to change them in any way that feels right to you. What if I can soften my heart towards myself today? What if I'm worthy of love and kindness, especially from myself? What would it be like to consistently treat myself with more warmth and more kindness? What if it's safe for me to become kinder and kinder to myself? What if I could feel more appreciation for the beauty within me? What if I could feel more acceptance for the struggle within me? What if I can look beneath my stories of self-judgment and connect more with my true self? What if I could be gentle with myself even when things are difficult? What if I can honor my imperfections and allow myself to grow from my mistakes? Who could I become if I had more and more consistent access to self-compassion and kindness? Now, really noticing how your body feels. Begin to scan your body for a feeling of kindness within. See if there's a feeling of kindness that's sort of been stimulated by doing those affirmations. Even if it's tiny, even if it's just one molecule of your body feels some kindness. And just notice where you feel that kindness the most. Is it more on the right or the left? Or maybe it's more centralized, or maybe it's everywhere. Or perhaps it's a little bit elusive. Is that feeling of kindness, is it more deep or superficial? Or maybe both or neither? How big is that feeling of kindness? How much space does it take up within or around you? What color is it? Does it have a shape or a texture or a quality? Is it moving or still. And you may not have answers to all of these questions, and that's totally fine. It's actually the practice of asking the question and tuning in that's important. We're learning to connect more deeply with the feelings in our body in a curious and engaged way. So even if you're not getting answers to every single one of these questions, you're learning a new way to tune in and a new way to go deeper with your attention. And that's the important part. So just noticing anything else you notice about this feeling of kindness within. And now your imagination is going to take your awareness into this kindness. It's like your imagination dives in and you become that color. You become that quality, that shape, that texture. You explore it from the inside as you become this color more and more. You know what it knows, and you feel what it feels. And as this color, being this color, being this authentic kindness within you, you're just going to speak. You can speak aloud or in your head. And as this color, you're going to finish these sentences. Speaking as the color, you're just going to say, what it's like to be me is. Breathing, going even deeper into this color. Speaking as the color, you're just going to say, what I see when I look at life is. Breathing and feeling and just letting your words come forward. Speaking as this color, you're just going to say, what I believe deep down is. Breathing, feeling, speaking as this color, you're just going to say, what I really want to say is. Breathing, going even deeper, speaking as this color, you're just going to say, what I'm realizing as I say all of this is. Feeling, speaking as the color, you're just going to say how it feels to realize that is. And then just speaking anything else that wants to be spoken from this color until that feels complete. When that feels complete, your imagination is going to take your awareness out of this kindness within you and back into the wholeness and totality of you, out of this part of you, back into your whole self. Taking a nice breath as you land in your whole self. Then as your whole self, you're going to look back at that color that represents the kindness within. And you're going to receive a stream of colored energy coming from that kindness, representing everything it just said. So as your whole self, notice the color and the quality of that stream of colored energy. Notice where you receive it in your body first. And fully receiving all of that colored energy. Now really feeling and being your whole self. And as your whole self, you're just going to finish these sentences. So as your whole self, you're just going to say, what I heard or received from this kindness is. Feeling and speaking again as your whole self, you're just going to say, how it feels to hear and receive this is. Breathing and just letting your words come forward. As your whole self, you're just going to say, what I understand now that I didn't understand before is. And then speaking again as your whole self, you're just going to say, how I see this helping me moving forward is. Now just really feeling what you feel now. What has shifted within you as you've done this exercise? As you became that kindness within and you expressed as that kindness within, what did you learn, or what shifted in your feelings or in your perceptions? We're going to bring this exercise to a close in just a few breaths. So breathing, ask your body if there's anything else it wants or needs. And just receive whatever answer your body gives you. Taking one more breath. And when you feel ready, just bring some gentle movement back into your body. Maybe stretch or wiggle. Opening your eyes whenever you feel ready. Great work. So I'm curious, how was this self-kindness meditation for you? What shifted within? And what do you realize about self-kindness now that you didn't realize before? Please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for joining me today. As a reminder, you're invited to join me in Costa Rica for my Somatic Self-Love Retreat. Plus, I have a free mini course on my website called the Feel It to Heal It mini course. That's great if you really want to dive deeper into this paradigm of somatic healing. You can find information about both of those things in the show notes. If you enjoyed today's episode, it would mean so much to me if you would subscribe to the podcast and also rate and review it. You could also send this episode to a friend who you think would enjoy it. And don't forget to join me every Friday on this beautiful journey out of your head and into your more embodied and authentic self.